Little People, Big World stars Tori and Zach Roloff celebrate son Josiah's major milestone in new photos. Dear loves, welcome to TLC Drama. Please do subscribe my YouTube channel. Tori and Zach Roloff, former stars of Little People, Big World, might not be on reality TV anymore, but they make sure to keep fans up to date with everything happening with the family on social media. In their newest update, the couple excitedly shared a major milestone for son Josiah, their youngest, as he transitioned from the crib to a big boy bed. The Roloffs posted photos of Josiah rocking a huge grin as he played around on his new bed in gray and white striped pajamas. He looked very excited about the new development. RC guy. The last of our household to ditch the crib. Tori wrote in the caption. Josiah is officially asleep in a big boy bed for the first time. My emotions are all over the place, but the biggest feels I have right now is pride. I love our kids so much, and tonight is emotional. Going even further, Tori noted that putting away the crib was a huge step, adding, I will miss the infant/baby stage, but I'm also loving every moment of watching my kids grow and reach new milestones. Tori also shared appreciation for her oldest child, son Jackson, for moving from the bottom to the top of the bunk bed so that Josiah could move in. Zach wrote in the comments, I can't heart this post enough. P.S. I was a top bunk kid, so Jackson going to kill it up there. Fans were just as excited for Josiah's big news, with one fan writing, this is a huge milestone for Josiah and I hope he rocked it. Also great job Jackson for moving to the top bunk. He looks so excited. Hopefully he sleeps through the night. Wrote another, while a third person replied, oh my goodness that smile. Little People, Big World star Zach Roloff and his wife, Tori, have shared their opinions about the live-action Snow White remake in the past. But following the release of a teaser trailer with revamped dwarves, the TLC star sent a direct message to actor Peter Dinklage. On Saturday, August 10, the official teaser trailer for the live-action Snow White starring Rachel Zegler was released. The video gave fans a glimpse of the newly revamped dwarves after Disney scrapped first-look photos reimagining them as magical creatures. Except, instead of including any real actors, the dwarves are now CGI. Zach responded to the change via his Instagram story, calling out the film for completely nixing LP actors. So they aren't just taking away the dwarves and making Snow White. They are CGI-ing the dwarves. This isn't 1937, there are actually a lot of people with dwarfism walking around, he wrote alongside a photo of Zegler with the new dwarves. Either focus on Snow White or own the dwarf representation. If you've been following our podcast, I've had thoughts on this. Zach continued in another segment of his Instagram story. They updated/diversified Snow White but went way backward on the dwarf side. Hope Dinklage is happy. This wasn't the first time the Roloff family has spoken out about the film. During a March 14 episode of Zach and Tori's podcast Raising Heights, Zach explained that Little People being on camera is very powerful when it comes to showing and promoting diversity. Even if it's not shown in the best way, we can correct that, we can adjust, we move forward, he said. It's still a very powerful thing. The TLC star, 34, continued, even though some people might say, you're not being portrayed the right way, there are still parts of the population that will simply look at you and be like, you are on TV. You're awesome. That's so cool. I respect you. Zach pointed out that Disney replacing dwarves with magical creatures took away jobs for actors with dwarfism. Instead, he argued the characters should be modernized without negative stereotypes. So they're being progressive by updating Snow White. Be progressive by updating the dwarves, he explained. You could tell the story of the 7 dwarves without putting them in a cave, without making it all magical and a bunch of hermits out in the wilderness mining. Literally no offense to anything, but I was sort of taken aback, Dinklage said of the film. They were very proud to cast a Latino actress as Snow White, but you're still telling the story of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Take a step back and look at what you're doing there. It makes no sense to me. The Game of Thrones star added, you're progressive in one way, but you're still making that F-bomb backward story about seven dwarfs living in a cave together. Have I done nothing to advance the cause from my soapbox? I guess I'm not loud enough. Not long after Dinklage's comments, Disney published a statement via Good Morning America announcing it was taking a different approach with these 7 characters in an effort to avoid reinforcing stereotypes from the original animated film. Little People, Big World stars Zach and Tori Roloff have been married. 15 and share 3 children. But fans noticed the TLC couple seemed just as in love as the day they said I do in a new video. On Sunday, August 18, Tori took to Instagram with a playful clip featuring herself, Zach and their kids, Jackson, 7, Lila, 4, and Josiah, 2. In the video, the family of 5 sat on or stood near a couch with serious looks on their faces as Sweet But Psycho by Ava Max played. The beat dropped, and suddenly the Roloffs started energetically grooving but in slow motion while shining flashlights at themselves. Many fans in the comments noticed Zach stealing a loving glance at his wife. One Instagram user wrote, "I love the way your husband looks at you. He adores you." Another follower commented, "It's the look Zach is watching you that got me love this," while someone else echoed, "The way Zach looks at you." Yet another Instagram user pointed out, "Tori Roloff, it looked like Zach was absolutely adoring you." Josiah, on the other hand, he totally was judging the Little People. Big World alum recently opened up on social media about how a hard afternoon with her 7-year-old son, Jackson, turned into a sweet bonding moment for the boy and his 4-year-old sister, Lila, and fans are loving the reality star's approach to parenting. In an Instagram post on July 31, Tori shared the story of what happened when Jackson and her husband, Zach Roloff, had a disagreement while shopping for a new toy. "This afternoon was hard when Jackson and Dad couldn't agree on a Lego set to get. I know sounds funny, but we're trying to teach him to make smart decisions and not just buy something to buy it while also having a grateful heart," Tori wrote. However, it ended in tears and Jackson not getting what he wanted, and it was hard to say no to him. "But hey, we're all trying to be better every day. It was all made worth it though. When we got home, Lila picked her set out no problem and so got to bring home a Princess Belle set." The caption continued, "She then asked Jackson to help her put it together. Jackson helped his sister build her sweet set and it made the whole situation worth it. Seeing big brother help littler sister. I know it's all just Legos, but I had to share this moment to remind parents it's hard, but it's so worth it." In the comments, fans praised Tori for the way she handled the situation. "You are absolutely correct. Parenting is hard, but it is so worth it. Start teaching them now, and when they are older, they will appreciate it. Good job," wrote one person. "Those life lessons are hard sometimes, but good parenting. We never want to see our kids hurt, but we have to always remember we are raising adults," agreed another Instagram user. In addition to Jackson and Lila, Tori and Zach share a 2-year-old son named Josiah. Earlier this month, fans raved about a video montage Tori posted of the family kayaking and swimming in Washington State's Lake Merwin. "Living for these lake days," Tori wrote in her caption, prompting one commenter to call her and Zach awesome parents. Zach and Tori Roloff are no strangers to online critics. After appearing on TLC's Little People, Big World as a couple since season 10 and Zach since season 1, they've practically become experts at navigating trolls. However, fans of the reality stars recently stepped in to defend them against critics of their family vacation photos. On Thursday, June 27, Tori took to Instagram to share photos from a trip she and Zach took with their 3 children, Jackson, 7, Lila, 4, and Josiah, 2. DC, you're a vibe. She captioned a carousel of pictures from Washington, D.C. I promise I'm here too. Just behind the Cananusa. Zach's mom, Amy Roloff, wrote, "Oh, I wish I would have made the trip now. Another time I hope." Bringing Up Bates star Carlin Bates declared, "So sweet." In the comments, a handful of Instagram users also commented on Jackson and Lila's bowed legs, a common symptom of achondroplasia dwarfism which they, Josiah and Zach, were all born with. Poor kid. Is there any treatment for his condition? One person wrote. To that, a fan snarked, "So glad you caught this. I am sure his parents are so grateful that you pointed it out. I am sure his doctors are truly thankful for the Instagram docs." Another critic pointed out, "Their poor little legs. It looks painful." Several fans defended Zach and Tori, with one writing, "Are you serious? They are on top of the development with their kids. Jackson has had surgery. I'm sure if they were in pain they wouldn't be walking and the parents would know." Another Instagram user replied, "As someone with a disability, just because something looks painful doesn't mean it is. Zach and Tori are great parents. They will take of their legs when / if it becomes an issue." Meanwhile, someone else echoed in the comments, "They are on top of everything when it comes to their beautiful children, so please don't assume that just because they have small legs and slightly bent, they are almost amazing parents. I have followed them since before they got married." Unsolicited comments about their kids' appearances must be difficult for Zach and Tori despite their many years in the spotlight. But at least fans are willing to step in when critics cross a line. Little People, Big World's Zach Roloff and Tori Roloff made some surprising comments about what led up to them getting married. Little People, Big World Season 25 aired from February to May 2024, which ended up being Zach and Tori's final season after the couple announced they were ready to move on and focus on their family without the cameras following their every move. Zach and Tori may have exited LPBW, but they're still making headlines via their podcast. Little People, Big World's Tori Roloff pushed Zach Roloff to get married, even though he was content with continuing to date each other. In the most recent episode of their podcast, Raising Heights, Zach and Tori revealed a discrepancy they had while they were dating that led them to get married 10 years ago. Zach admitted that he actually wanted to keep dating Tori a little longer. However, Tori had other ideas. Zach said on their podcast, "I was totally cool dating," and Tori was like, "All right, let's get this show on the road." That mindset caught Zach off guard as he remembered thinking at the time, "Already we just started." By that point, Zach and Tori had been dating for 4 years, which Tori considered a long time to wait for marriage. As she explained, "I was waiting for it. I'm like, dude, I can't. Time is ticking." Tori was 24 at that point in her life and she wanted to get the show on the road and didn't want to keep waiting for a wedding. Tori's timetable is what got Zach finally on board with marriage. Interestingly, despite wanting to take that giant step in their relationship and get married, Tori wasn't super confident within her own relationship. While dating Zach, she felt very insecure because she was worried that her then boyfriend was going to wake up one day and decide to move on and date other women. Tori kept having this thought in the back of her mind that Zach would go, "Oh, I want to go sample something else, like I've had enough of this flavor." A big reason why Tori had that worry was because she was Zach's first date, first kiss and first everything. Fortunately for her, Zach never had that on his mind, which he admitted during the podcast episode. That's when he commented on the fact that he wanted to keep dating Tori some more before thinking about getting married. She seemed to breathe a sigh of relief on Raising Heights that everything worked out for them as Zach and Tori looked back on their relationship and marriage to each other. T.S. unknown at this point if the Roloff family's reality show will be renewed after the recently wrapped Little People, Big World Season 25. With Zach and Tori no longer participating, the network will have to decide if it's worth it to continue on with the remaining cast members. The LPBW Season 25 finale felt like a series finale, so if that ends up being the final episode, then at least it had what felt like a proper ending. Zach and Tori will sharing their lives, but going forward, it will be via their podcast and social media.